So my name is Maile, and I am an artist and an illustrator based in Nashville. I have been selling my art for about 2 years. I started my business kind of around, I'd say, I think it was like around June, end of May, June 2020. Prior to being an artist or a full-time like artist isn't selling my artwork. I guess we're all always artists. I was a photographer. I photographed weddings in New Orleans mainly and all over the country and in other countries sometimes too for about 13 years. And before that, I used to be a web programmer and I was the webmaster for PBS in New York a really long time ago. And I did UI design and programming and all that kind of stuff. Now I just exclusively run my art business. I mainly sell my work online. I sell my work on, I have an Etsy account. I sell my art prints through Etsy. I sell my paintings and my art prints. I do a lot of art fairs all over, kind of mainly the East Coast-ish area, like Chicago and over, I'd say. I do a lot of art fairs, and that's the majority of my income comes from either online or in-person art fairs. So since we're talking about social media stuff today, I made a list of things. I think the first thing that I really want to tell you guys is that nobody should ever rely on social media for their business at all. If social media were to be, if like somebody deleted my Instagram account and my Instagram account was just gone, that would not affect my income or my sales in any way. Social media is a tool. It's a tool that is a free tool that we can use, and we can use it to our benefit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's angry, sometimes algorithms change literally all the time. But that's the most important thing to remember. If your business is relying on social media and your business relies on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, that is not a sustainable business model, because these programs, these social media software companies, I guess they're not softwares, these social media companies, they're businesses. That's what their job is. Their job is to make money, and their job is to make money in any way possible. We're the users, and that's just basically it. So that's the first thing that I really think is really important. Once you kind of get out of the mindset of Instagram is basically like making me annoyed, or Instagram did this and so my engagement's lower and I'm not getting any kind of business because of Instagram. I think once you get out of that mindset, you can really use these platforms to actually help your business once you get rid of all that. So the other thing that I really want to emphasize is that follower count, view count, like count, none of that equals sales at all. I have my views from Instagram, like I can tell you probably exactly what my views from Instagram are this month. I want to say the past like month or so, my Instagram reach has been somewhere around like 800,000 or 900,000 people. And the amount of sales that I have gotten directly from Instagram is so minuscule. Like I said, if you just deleted my Instagram account, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't affect my income. So the thing I really want to talk about first, I guess, is Instagram. I mainly use what I use for I'm brain dead right now. The thing that I mainly use for my own stuff, I mainly use Instagram. I use TikTok. I occasionally use YouTube. YouTube has its really good benefits, but it is a really big time commitment, and I don't have a ton of time for that right now with all the art fairs and stuff I do. But I think that the main ones, mainly, like I said, Instagram, TikTok. Instagram is an interesting thing. I'm going to share my screen right now so we can kind of just I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, because it's easier to share stuff like that than just talk about it. Okay, cool. I think it's sharing my screen right now. All right, cool. All right. So this is my current Instagram account. I have been posting every day on Instagram, at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, usually either just a reel or sometimes an Instagram post as well, since mid-March. And it took about 3 months. I was kind of hovering around 2,000 followers on Instagram, and it took about 3 months until my Instagram account started to get more and more traction. And I think part of the reason was because Instagram is currently really pushing in-app shopping. And so back in like mid-May, I think it was mid-May, like end of May, something like that, I actually set up through Facebook Meta, which was a giant ordeal. It took a very long time and I still don't even remember how I did it. It was so difficult, but I figured it out and I set up Instagram shopping, and that really helped my posts start to gain traction. So the biggest thing I want to talk about right now is I think this is a really good thing I can use or talk about how when I say that you can't rely off social media, this is exactly what I mean. So I was posting reels very, very religiously, literally every single day for months. And for quite a long time, starting whenever I posted my first-ish ones, I think this was around the end of May, I was posting these videos. My videos started to get on average, between like 20, 30, 50,000 views, 100,000 views, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it was going really, really well. And then recently, I forgot whoever the guy's name is that's in charge of Instagram right now. They just made an announcement like a week or a couple weeks ago that they were going to change the focus to how things were being shared on Instagram and promoted. So literally overnight, my reels, my views on my reels, as you can see right here, we have like 15,000, 49,000, 75,000, 17,000, 27,000. They dropped and plummeted to, these are all in the past, what is that, like 12 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like 12 days, as you can see. And that's why I'm saying you can't rely on social media. You have to use it and use it as just a tool to share your work. So the first thing I want to talk about is, let me go to, I'm going to show you guys a couple examples of videos here, right here. So the first thing I want to talk about, let me go back to myself, okay, is I made notes, so that's why I'm referencing over here. When you're making video content, because right now video content is what a lot of apps are pushing. I think even Pinterest is pushing video content because we have TikTok and Instagram, and YouTube is trying to do stuff. I think Twitter was trying to do stuff for a while, but it can be really, really daunting and extremely overwhelming to think about having to paint something or create something or make something and then turning it into video content. So I have been telling people this for a really long time. I heard it, I don't even remember where I heard it. I heard it somewhere, probably on TikTok, to film what you don't film something with the idea of making content, like making a video from it. So don't be like, okay, I'm going to film myself painting this bird painting today, and I'm going to make a video on that. No, you want to film what you're doing and then create things from the stuff that you filmed. So I can literally film the process of one painting, and I can probably make 20 or 30 or 50 videos just out of the, like, you know, 50 10-second clips that I have of myself painting. So that's like a really good, once I personally started to get into that mindset, it made actually creating reels and creating TikToks way, way easier, because I wasn't like obsessing. Because when I was first doing reels, I would like film the process of me painting the painting, and I would have maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes worth of footage, and I would make like a 20-second video, and then I would be like, well, that's it, I can't post this ever again because I've already posted it on my Instagram and people have seen it, so I can't do that. That's the thing, like, your actual reach of people that are following you that actually see your posts is so low, it doesn't matter. Like, I literally will post the same footage over and over again, multiple days in a row, and it doesn't matter. I still get views on them. I still get likes. I still get new follows. So another thing is, you can't let, I'm going to go back to my screen sharing again. Let's see. Okay, here. You can't let a low view on something make you feel like, you can't equate views or likes or comments to how good or bad your content is. Because here's a really good example. This video right here, it got about, when I first posted it, it got about 20,000 views. And I'm going to play it so you guys can see it. But I literally did this. It's just a little clip. It's just like using the footage that I had when I painted this. I like filmed a few things when I painted it, right? And it only got like 20,000 views. Then I reposted it about a week later, pretty much almost the exact same video with a different audio. I think it might actually literally be the same video. I might have just saved the video and reposted it. And it got like, I think it's at like 200 something thousand views. And it's the same for, I have a lot of content like that. Like I literally have, like here, I posted this the first time, this video right here, and it got like 1,000 views. And then I posted it again later, like literally the next day, and it got 92,000 views. And the same goes for, like, you can see, I have reused this wait, I think this is a good one. I have reused this time lapse of this, like when I gold leaf my paintings, I have reused this time lapse in so many videos. Wait, I have them where I think this one's just the time lapse. And I still get views on them and I still get new followers and it still shows it to new people. So as again, and so you can literally like here, this is the same video I posted here. This video here, for example, I literally filmed this about 1.5 years ago and I have reused it tons of times. When I first posted it, like you can see here, it's got like 14,000 views. If you go way, way down into the early version of my Instagram, we're going deep into the, see the first time I posted it back when did I post this? I don't know, it's whatever. Oh, in April. I posted it April last year and it got 690 views. And then I posted this other one a couple of days later, probably, yeah, still April, and it got 1,500 views. And then when I literally, so it's been, like I said, it's been like over a year and I posted it again. And then that one that got like 1,500, look, it has like 53,000 views. And it really, like, that's the biggest thing when it comes to creating content. I think a lot of people really like, I'm going to go back to myself again. A lot of people really get hung up on trying to create content and trying to like how overwhelming it is. But if you already have the footage and if you just make filming the footage part of your everyday routine, like usually when I'm painting, I literally, like, this is literally what I do half the time. So I'll be painting something and I'll sit there, I'll get my phone, I'll press record, and I will like hold the phone, or sometimes I have it in like a tripod and I'll just like paint the line like this or paint a couple lines, stop recording, and I go back to what I'm doing. It's added such a minuscule amount of extra time to my process that, and the benefits I think have far, far outweighed the extra, 5 minutes I might spend like holding my phone and filming and recording, or, setting it up with a tripod. Because now I have thousands and thousands, well, I think thousands, probably a few thousand videos that I can just use over and over and over again. So that's like a thing. And like I said, a lot of people get really hung up on it and think that it's really overwhelming. But once you kind of just start doing it and you kind of like switch into that mindset, it kind of makes it a lot easier. I totally promise. So let me go see, where is this live over here? I want to make sure. Okay, cool. So then the other things I want to talk about. So I mainly post video content on Instagram and on TikTok. Those are the platforms that I am the most active on. There are a lot of other platforms too. So I will post something on Instagram and it might not do well on Instagram, but the same video will do well on TikTok because you have different platforms and you have different audiences. I recycle content from TikTok. Like if I make one video on Instagram, what I usually do is there's websites and apps and stuff where you can go and download the Instagram video that you just created without the Instagram logo or the TikTok logo or whatever. So then you can take that exact video that you just made in the app and repost it on other platforms without the logo on it, because other platforms don't, TikTok doesn't care as much, but Instagram doesn't like it if you're reposting content from another platform with another platform's logo on it, and they will purposely stifle and not like push out the content. So let's see. So another thing I think that's really important when it comes to social media stuff is the quote social aspect of it, which I know seems kind of like obvious, but always try to respond to people's comments. Sometimes I miss comments because I'm like busy doing shows and so I won't be able to respond to comments, but I will always go back into all of my recent posts and I will try to respond to every single comment. even if somebody just says, oh, this is great, I'll just write back like, thank you so much, that's so nice of you, blah blah blah, because you want to have what you're trying to build. You're using social media, like I said, as a tool. You're using it as a tool to try to build connections with people. That's literally all you're trying to do. That's the only reason that we're using social media. Because like I said, like if Instagram and TikTok and all this was taken away from us tomorrow, we want to still be able to run our businesses and to sell things and not worry about it. It's just like an extra thing. So on my Instagram, I do post a lot, and I'm pretty religious about posting. I don't post very much personal stuff on my art Instagram at all. I post as far as my feed. So my feed is basically like, we'll go back to it. I'll go back to my screen sharing and we can see. Okay. So my Instagram feed itself is basically like just my art. It's my art when I do art shows, it's my reels, it's, all of my art. But if I do share more personal stuff in my stories. I don't know, I might have to share on my phone so you guys can see, because I can't. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, now we're sharing on my phone. So I can go in that way. And let's see, archive. Okay. So this is basically, I share a lot on my Instagram stories. So I'm sharing here, this is like my art, obviously. And then I'm sharing my cat doing something stupid. So I do that. And it's like, I feel like the stuff that I actually share on my Instagram stories is a lot more personal and random. Like something like this isn't something that I would necessarily share on my Instagram feed because it's just a sketch. It's just something I'm working on. It's not like a full thing. So I share a lot of stuff like that on my stories. Like, here we go. Here's me like sharing a new keyboard that I bought, and, just weird stuff that I see at a show, or this tarantula snack that I bought that I've been too scared to eat. And I think that's like, it's okay to share that kind of stuff on your stories, but I don't think that it's good to share it on your main feed, because a lot of the times I notice myself even doing it, that I will go and share something, or I'll see somebody's art that I like on like the explore page on Instagram, and then I'll go to their page, and if I'm looking and scrolling through their posts, and most of their posts are like pictures of their dog or their kid or their cat or their like basketball game that they're playing, then I'm not going to follow them, because I don't want to see all that kind of stuff. I want to see somebody's artwork, and I don't care about their Instagram stories, because I can swipe away from those, and those aren't going to be cluttering up my Instagram feed. And I do think it's important for people to get to know you as the artist or the creator, because people do like to have that personal connection with you. But I don't think it's really good to share that kind of stuff on your main actual feed. So, all right. So let's see, I'm looking at my notes here. So another thing, that's, like I said, the stuff about the personal stuff is for Instagram. TikTok is a lot different.
Isn't it crazy as an artist you could turn a blank sheet of paper like this? It's just something.
There we go. My TikTok, I share a lot of stuff that I would never share on my Instagram, because I try to make my Instagram to be a bit more curated and like a little prettier, and like more like, I put my Instagram videos are like usually like set to pretty music and all that kind of stuff. But my TikTok, for example, it's like,
I've been trying to clean my art supply hoard and it's not going well. It looks kind of better, but it's actually worse than when it started. Help. I don't know what to do. On the plus side,
but yeah, so I'll share stuff like that on my TikTok, because that's the kind of content that people like on TikTok. So it's okay to share like, oh, I'm trying to clean and everything's a mess on my TikTok, or it's okay to share, me going on about whatever random thing it is that I'm going on about, because that's what people on TikTok are used to seeing. So it's okay. But Instagram, I think the demographic is generally a bit older, not older, but it's not like people on Instagram aren't used to seeing that kind of stuff. And so they don't want to see it, especially from brands or businesses. So let's stop that. Cool. So let's see. Okay. So the other thing I think it's really important. A lot of the thing that I see a lot of these like social media guru people saying is to really niche down if you want to do XYZ. But I think that's really bad because as an artist, you want to always be evolving and you will always be evolving. The stuff that I was making 2 years ago is nothing like the stuff that I'm making now. And that's totally fine. And you're going to lose followers. So let's say somebody followed me 2 years ago because they liked that I was doing a bunch of plant illustrations. And now I don't really draw very many plant illustrations. I do a lot more, more gothic kind of creepier kind of things like that. That person isn't going to be interested in my content anymore. And that's totally fine. They're going to unfollow me. And that's okay. That's not a big deal because the way these algorithms work, from my slight small understanding, is they show your content to a small group of people first. And if those people react well to your content, then they will show that content to more people and then it'll grow, or it'll stop at a certain point. So you don't want your Instagram to be filled with a bunch of people that want to see your plant stuff and you're not doing plant illustrations anymore. You're drawing, creepy goth ladies with black eyes. They're not going to interact with that. They're not going to like it. So it's totally fine to lose followers because you're going to gain followers that like your new stuff. And that's like, a lot of people get really hooked on that and be like, oh, well, I became successful because of this thing, so I have to keep doing this thing. And no, you don't. Like, you may lose followers, but like I said, you never want to rely on Instagram or any social media account at all to run your business. It is just an extra thing. That's the thing that I think people get really lost on. Is I hear it all the time. Like, I see people like, oh, the Instagram algorithm changed. Like, I can't run my business anymore. But realistically, you shouldn't have been running your business relying on a platform that you have absolutely no control over. And I see that a lot. So like, just tell yourself that all the time. It doesn't matter. Like, I lose followers like constantly. Like, I can go through and I can show you guys. Actually, I will screen share again. Wait, come back to me. Okay, share screen. Okay. It's weird doing it on my phone. It's really cool. Okay, cool. So I can we'll go back to my Instagram account. We'll go to my insights over here. And here's my followers for, let's even go for it. Let's go last 30 days. So I have literally 325 people have unfollowed me. And that's just how it is. Like, my growth, my overall follows right here, you can see it's like 1,800 and 325 people have followed me, and that's okay. I go and unfollow people all the time, but I would much rather those people that aren't interested in what I'm doing unfollow me than be basically dead followers on my account. Like, when I first started my art Instagram account, it was kind of like, it was a hobby. I started it in like 2018. I was kind of posting occasionally. So I had a lot of people that like followed me that were just kind of like following me just to follow me, like a lot of people in the wedding industry when I was doing a lot of weddings. And none of those people were interacting with my content. And if Instagram's showing it to people that they think will care about your content and they're not interacting with it, then those posts are going to do poorly. So I literally went into the people that were following me and I removed, like, I don't even know, like 200 people from following me because either they were dead followers, they were inactive Instagram accounts that weren't doing anything, they were bot accounts, or what I assume were bot accounts, or people that were just like following me for literally no reason at all. I don't even know why they were following me. And so I just removed them because it doesn't matter. If they really want to see my stuff, they'll come follow me again. It's not a big deal. So, okay, let me stop this again. Okay, cool. So the other thing I think I really want to talk about is there are other ways to share your work other than just Instagram. A lot of people really focus on Instagram because Instagram is the thing that we all know, I guess. And then a lot of people focus on TikTok. Some people are like, I don't want to do video or whatever. But like, actually, before I'm going to show you guys one thing. So to make a TikTok video, I have to share my screen again. Hold on. Wait, here we go. So I'm going to play this video here, right here. I posted this one this morning and it should play the audio.
All right, creative people, show me what you've worked on this week. Here's mine. All right, creative people.
Okay, so that video, this one right here, I literally filmed in like, I don't even know. Hold on, how do I stop? Oh wait, okay, I stopped sharing the screen, right? Okay, cool, I stopped sharing it, it's fine. I literally filmed that today in like 7 seconds. Like I just filmed it and then I had video for other things as well. And so it's not that hard to go through and just like film like a simple clip of like a painting you have and just stick it up on Instagram or TikTok. Okay, last thing, my cat just knocked my light out. So I'm gonna put it back on because it's really dark in my office. Okay, let me lower the brightness. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about, again, I think I got sidetracked, is other social media platforms. So I don't just share my stuff on Instagram. I will share stuff on Reddit. And Reddit works really well for me personally. I have actually gotten sales from posts on Reddit. But again, this is where I'm saying that numbers don't mean anything. So I posted this illustration right here. I posted it to Our Creepy, which is, so Reddit, basically, if you guys don't know what Reddit is or aren't familiar with Reddit, Reddit is it's like a big website that has a bunch of like groups on it and people share stuff to those groups. So I posted something and I shared it to the Creepy subreddit and it did really, really well. A lot of my work does really well on Our Creepy. Then I posted it on this other one and it hardly got any upvotes at all. I posted it on Our Art, 77 upvotes. I think that was the one that was broken. Then I posted something else. Like you can literally go through and see, like here, it got like 300, this post here got like 374 upvotes. And then it got like 55 in a different platform. So, but the point is that you can't judge how good something that you are doing is based on how many likes or comments or upvotes or anything it gets, because it changes all the time. But yeah, so there are other social media platforms. I personally post a lot on Reddit when I have something that I think is appropriate or I remember to post. I have a lot of friends that actually do really well on Tumblr still and post on Tumblr a lot. And there's something, I know a lot of fantasy and sci-fi artists post a lot of stuff on Twitter. I don't really post on Twitter. I do sometimes if it's like relevant, but anyways. All right, so I think the last thing I really want to talk about, again, I think I kind of covered this a bit earlier. Let me share my screen again, is reusing content. So when I posted, I'm going to share, there's a couple illustrations here. I posted this illustration right here. I think this one will be a good one. So this one right here, I posted this last year in October, and it has become a really popular print at my art fairs. But when I posted it, it got like 89 likes, right? So it's been about a year, I guess, and I've gotten a ton of new followers since then. So of course, I'm going to repost it again. So I reposted it and tagged the product, and the likes on it and the shares and the comments have gone way up. So just because you've shared something once doesn't mean that you can't ever share it again. Like I noticed there's an artist I really like. Let me see, let me go find her Instagram. She's kind of the one I think that made me realize that you can share stuff over and over again. Because like, let's see, she painted, I don't even know how long ago she painted this painting, but this painting, I have seen this painting like a bunch of times. Oh yeah, she painted this painting 9 years ago. She says it right here. It's been 9 years since she painted this, and she still shares it because the image is still there. You still created it. You still worked on it. It's still relevant. It's still cool. People will still want to see it. And she probably has like, how many followers does she have now? So she's got like 471,000 followers. So 9 years ago, I guarantee you she didn't have that many followers. And so all these people that are just finding her work now have never seen this piece. And you can literally scroll through, like I have seen so many of these paintings so many times. Like I know she posts like this one. I know that one's a really old one. That one's an old one that she posts a lot. And this one, I know this one was from a few years ago too. And she just posts it because it doesn't matter, because like the content, like it's not dead. Like it should never, your stuff shouldn't die. You have Like as artists, we have this insane backlog of stuff that we have had for years that we painted. Like I don't even know how many paintings. I think I have like paintings and illustrations and drawings. Like not people aren't going to see every single post you make. So it's totally okay to just keep posting more and more stuff, because I do, and it works out fine. So I want to think here. So I'm trying to go over, I'm looking at my notes to see. I think that was kind of all I really wanted to cover, basically. But I always tell people, just in general, if they have any questions about anything when it comes to business stuff or social media stuff, I do like to talk about it a lot. So you can totally just send me a DM on Instagram. I'm Paper Spaceship on Instagram. You can just send me a DM and I'll try to help you if I can. Sometimes I don't see my DMs for a while because they put DMs in different folders and I don't know what Instagram wants half the time. But yeah, so I guess if no one has any questions or anything, then let's see. Oh, I see a question. Let's see. Do I recommend artists have a website? I do. I think it's important to have a website for the sole purpose of having some portfolio or something that you can direct people to. So I use my website mainly for, I just have like a portfolio. I have a contact and people have contacted me through it. It's on my business cards. I use it kind of like, because I don't like those. A lot of people you'll see they have like Linktree, and they'll have like all of their social media links and stuff like that on a Linktree, but that's like, again, it's an external platform. And I don't think it's a good idea to rely on external platforms because they can just literally like go away and die. So I can, let's see, I can show you guys what my website, what I use my website for. Let's see, go back to my profile. So I have, this is what I do. I have my own version of like a Linktree. So I can customize the colors and make it look nice. And I can have it like direct to certain things. And I can also, because it is my own thing, I can kind of track statistics. My website is literally just, I have some illustrations. I just have it here. I update it occasionally. I don't update it super, super hardcore. This is actually pretty old. I haven't updated it in like, I don't know, probably 6 months. But then I have like a list of like events and stuff that I'm doing, linked to my online shop, my about page, like you can contact me if you want to contact me, that kind of stuff. I do think it's important to have a website, and I do think it's important to have a website that looks somewhat professional. I used to do websites professionally, but I've kind of gotten to a point now where I just have to decide, like I have to make choices on what is a more valuable way to spend my time. Is it more valuable for me to program my own website or to just, spend $15 a month and use a Squarespace template that looks nice and does the same thing? So I use Squarespace. A lot of people, I think there are other options. I think that if you want to be professional and you're trying to sell art or paintings for larger amounts of money, you don't want to have a website that has like a thing at the bottom that says like, oh, this website free provided by XYZ, because I don't think that looks very professional, and I just don't really like it. I do think a mailing list is really important, because I started doing more, like really focusing more on my mailing list this year. I have like a little sign up sheet. I bring this to art fairs with me. I have a pen. It has like, somebody can write their name and their email address if they want to sign up. And I'd say at every show that I do, I probably get between like 40 and 80 people that willingly sign up. So they're signing up because they want to like get information. They want to see your stuff and they like your stuff and they want updates. And so a mailing list is something that you have, for the most part, complete control over. Like you don't have any control over what Instagram decides it's angry about today. But you have control over your mailing list. You have control over that. And so I think that getting a mailing list is really important too. And I just use MailChimp for the mailing list because it's there. And I don't think people really care about your mailing list being professional, because at the bottom it says provided by MailChimp, but I think so many people use it, it's kind of acceptable. But yeah, but I would definitely, let's see. So social media really for awareness. Okay, so question. So is social media really for awareness, attracting new customers and building relationship with current customers? Yes, I think so, 100%. I think that, like, so I noticed a lot recently that because when I do art fairs, I usually do a lot of like location hashtags at the art fairs. So when I was doing like a show called Crafts and Drafts in Memphis, I was tagging the event, like their event Facebook or the event Instagram. I was tagging the location. I was tagging like Memphis and Memphis art stuff. And I started to have people coming into my booth. And the same when I did the Ann Arbor Art Fair, especially when I did the Ann Arbor Art Fair, a lot of people would come into my booth and they wouldn't even realize that I was going to be at this art fair that was in their hometown, but they had seen my stuff and already were following me because Instagram was recommending my videos to them because they're like, oh, this person likes, you know, witchy, creepy stuff, and they live in Ann Arbor, and this person that's posting me is going to be at this Ann Arbor art fair, and this person likes to go to art fairs, so I'm going to show them their content. So I've had multiple people recently at shows come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, I saw your stuff on Instagram. I found you on Instagram, or I found you on TikTok, and I like watch your videos on TikTok, XYZ, because the algorithm just works in its own mysterious, strange ways. But I think that like, I've actually made some like really, like I said, I have sold paintings through Instagram, which is again, not something that I would rely on ever, but the people that have found me through Instagram just randomly are people that they found me and they've liked my work and they've bought paintings from me that they're like, you know, somebody in like on the West Coast that wouldn't be coming to art fairs in, you know, Nashville or Atlanta. So, but I think that like people do like to see what other people are up to, and people do like to look at pretty things or nice things. It's like I follow tons of artists and I like to see their stuff, and I may not buy something from them right away, but you never know, maybe I will one day if they have something that I like or that I want to buy. But I do like to see that kind of stuff. And I think also if you are the kind of person and you want to work with brands or do something like that, then social media is a little more important, because if you're trying to go about like an art career based on like, not like an art career, but like more of like a content creator, like quote influencer kind of thing, then numbers are a little bit more important. But as like an artist, like it's just something that I think is just a tool, and it's something to be able to share stuff. And that's all it really should be looked at as, I think. So let's see. So anyways, so unless anybody has any more questions, like I said, you can totally send me a message later if you have questions. I think that's all. I think that's all I can really think about that I can talk about today. So